You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Welcome to 91 Reasons, a pop culture fueled rocket into the far reaches of nerd culture. Featuring your hosts, Jeff, Rachel, Luna, Austin, and Josie. It's Tucker time.
Comic-Con 2019. All I can say is maybe Thanos was right. Maybe half the population needs to be snapped away because how many years have we been going to Comic-Con?
20.
20.
Luke's 22, and Luke was like...
So 21 years.
When we left him with Brandy that time to go to Comic-Con.
So 20 years, It has never been as busy as it was this year.
It was miserable. Complete chaos.
So there were more people than ever, more advertisements than ever, and more security and police than I've ever seen at this place.
Which actually
Wait, it's not even recording. God damn it.
Oh, no.
I heard the beep. Well, now it says it's recording a minute.
It's recorded a minute, or it's recording?
It says it's recording.
We'll keep going and start over. We can go from there. You can edit.
There were more people than I've ever seen, more security. I commented to you on the way in, they must have got some sort of terrorist threat they're not talking about because there were police everywhere. And for the first time, checkpoints to even get to the convention center. Without a badge, you could go right up to the front door.
Yeah.
The door of the hall, not even like in the lobby without a badge. Now, forget about it. They had 3 checkpoints on each side keeping you from even getting near the place.
Yeah.
It was not fun.
Worst Comic-Con ever.
It was just so busy. And the thing we noticed this year is that people are just so rude.
We were supposed to do 3 days, and we couldn't even get to them all.
We did a day and a half out of 3.
I didn't even count a day. It was 11:30 on Saturday when we were walking back to our car.
We just had enough.
We were done.
We'd had enough. Everywhere you went, people were rude. They wore giant backpacks, and when they smack you with them, they look at you like you hit them. And I told one guy, I said, I'm just standing here. You hit me.
Not even backpack, just shoulder into me, barrel like a football player, because he needed to get to the end of the aisle faster than I was going.
Yeah, the exclusive thing's just so out of hand. They don't make enough stuff. A lot of booths we walked by at 11:30 on Saturday said sold out for the day, whatever it was.
And you couldn't even get the small booths. You couldn't even get to look at.
Well, and then even one of the small booths, the We Love Fine booth, which is now for fans by fans. They had a photo op of a pug birthday cake or something.
Oh, she was so rude.
You were in the aisle taking a picture, and she came over and said, "You have to stand in line and take a picture of our photo op." It was like, we're in the aisle. You have no control over us in the aisle taking a photo.
Right.
What are you talking about? But that moment, I think, encapsulated the whole trip because everybody was like that. Everybody was just... You could tell the dealers were done with people, even the people that were quote-unquote nice. We bought a beanie from some lady, and what happened?
Yeah, I walk away from her booth. I get about 2 booths down, and a man comes after me. You got to pay for that. Accusing me of stealing.
We did pay for it.
I spent 10 minutes talking to your wife because she was the nicest person so far.
Yeah.
But you just took that away. Thanks.
Yeah, he was really rude. We're not here to steal your $8 beanie, dude. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And we took their business card, and we were going to give them a shout-out on the show, but
I told her I'd give her a shout-out.
We won't be doing that.
Not after they accused me of stealing.
No, it was very rude.
I mean, the beanie was overpriced. I was just wanted to buy it because it brought back a memory to me for Austin.
Yeah.
She didn't even bought
They
it.
do this thing now, before you go to con, you put your name in a hat for exclusives and signings and stuff like that. And I had been picked for a couple of them. You got picked for one.
Complete Chaos.
2 o'clock Hasbro line on Friday.
Does that tell you anything? Right there, enough.
And what happened when we walked over? What did the guy say to you?
There was a lot of guys walking the lines telling you had to keep moving. Even though you had a 2 o'clock time and it was 1:56, they still, nope, keep moving until this line is gone. We're not going to let anyone in. And when we let anyone in, it's going to swarm and fill up quick. So if you're not right here, but keep moving, you won't get in. I'm like, well, how do I do both? How do I stay right here? And so literally there must have been about 100 of us that formed a circle, and we were just walking in a circle because as long as we kept walking, they couldn't get mad at us. I did that for 40 minutes before he finally let me in that line.
What did he say? What did he say at the top? Remember? He said, 2 o'clocks? I don't even want to look at you.
Come back in 40 minutes. And that was 40 minutes before the walking started.
Who talks to people like that?
Because I was doing what he wanted and I was following the rules and I was right there when they opened the line, I got put against the wall. However, they did not tell me that they would form a second line in front of me, that they had to squeeze us all because you had to keep an aisle still. So I had a wall and a person about 2 inches from my face on every side of me. I know I'm short, so I couldn't see out. I couldn't even see the floor at that point. I hardly had any air. It was like a pit, like you were in a concert pit. It was horrific. I did get to know those neighbors very well. Shout out to the cute couple from Canada in front of me and the really nice guy behind me. But it was complete. The lady looked behind me. She said, "It's my first Comic-Con. I've never done this before." She's all, "But I see you and you see me. So when they try to get us to that Hasbro booth, we stay together." I said, "I got you."
Remember, this is all to buy toys.
Yes, to give them money.
Were you going to say something, Austin?
Hi, I just want to let you know the ceiling fan's on. Is the episode recording good?
No, it's fine. Yeah, it doesn't make any noise.
Yeah, we're going through a heat wave right now. We did shut off the
That's it?
The fan in front of us. I'm sitting here with a Minion ice pack, children's ice pack on me to try to cool my temperature because it's so bad in here. I can't deal right now.
I didn't go. What do you have to ask me?
Nothing. Be glad. You
dodged a bullet.
Nothing.
We're so glad you
20
didn't go.
years and I'm done. I will never go back to Comic-Con. It's not worth it.
It wasn't fun.
WonderCon.
Yeah, WonderCon is fun.
Midsummer Scream, like local events that are still, yes, busy, but you can get down an aisle. You can socialize. You can buy stuff. Comic-Con is just, I mean, you can't even find a way to describe it unless somebody was there and understands what I'm trying to relate here. You don't get it.
Well, you know those Roland Emmerich movies where the buildings are collapsing and all the people are running together? It was kind of like that, but more chaotic.
Here's my 2 cents on Comic-Con. I compare Comic-Con most to a music festival. It's very similar. I think Comic-Con, rather than become, the exclusives, the toys, the cosplay, that's all kind of fallen by the wayside. It's kind of now become like a riff-raff gathering. Like, anyone who wants to make noise and be heard, there are all sorts of crazy people there with all, like,
I don't know.
We'll
get to that.
We'll get there, but I just want to say that I would stay away from it from a safety standpoint because, look, I'm a big comics fan. It ain't about comics there, okay?
No.
It's about
the
people
only place,
causing chaos.
The only place on the floor to catch a breather
to be able to like stretch your elbow for a second
is the comics.
and turn
was the comics.
comic aisle.
Yeah.
Like I will purposely go to them. I'm like, go to the comic aisle. I need to breathe.
That pains me. That pains me.
So while your mother was at the Hasbro booth, I had a ticket for the Funko booth, which we'd already visited, and I was really excited because the Funko booth is where all the big exclusives are. They had some where you could buy an exclusive for $20 and immediately sell it at the convention for $300 to $400.
We were so excited to get a ticket to that because we never get.
It's the golden ticket. So I went up to the booth, and normally you don't ask questions because you just get yelled at. But my feet hurt, and I wanted to be in the right place. And I went up to the guy and I said, "Your sign you're holding says you're now letting in Group 3. I don't see a group on my page. Where should I line up?" And he looks at my page and he said, "Sir, there's 2 Funko booths. This is the one on aisle 5500." I said, "Oh, okay. You have the ticket for the one on aisle 100." I took a long second and I said, "Are you kidding?" He said, "No, it's the complete other end of the convention center on the far right.
Football field.
It's longer than that.
Plus people.
So I went out to the lobby and I hoofed it. And by the time I got to the booth, I
wondered how you got there so fast. You went the lobby instead of
I went to the
floor.
lobby. I was huffing and puffing, But I was excited because, again, the Funko ticket is the ticket. And when I got there, my face fell. I was joined by all the other people who had the same golden ticket that I had. And the Funko booth there was Funko Booth Light. They only had 3 products for sale. The Toucan logo Funko Pop, a black Batman Funko Pop, and a Toucan logo Pez. That's it. You couldn't buy anything else. It was one each of those or hit the road. And everybody in that line was like, we all thought we had a good Funko ticket. And hey, I get it. This is what you get. You can't complain about what you got. But I really had delusions of grandeur that I was gonna, because I'd seen a couple of guys walking with their Funko bags filled to the brim, and I thought, I can't wait to be that guy. I'm going to look like Santa Claus. I'm going to have a bag full of stuff. And instead, I got a little tiny brown bag with 3 items, and I was on my merry way. After hoofing it, I would have said, if I'd known what I was hoofing to, I wouldn't have gone.
All of that, and your time was 2 hours after mine, and you still got to the Hasbro booth before I was done.
Yes.
That's how much time I put in at that
While
Hasbro.
Right.
you guys were doing that, I was setting down. Where was I setting down? It was like this,
You were
open
upstairs.
section between
The
two
sales
of the buildings.
pavilion.
It made me realize how much people don't care. Like, I was sitting next to this lady, right? And a bug, a giant, size of my thumb beetle, landed on my backpack. And Mom was trying to get to me because she was done with her Hasbro booth, right? And I'm freaking out because there's a beetle on my backpack. And this lady just looks up from her phone, looks at me, and looks back down at her phone.
Yeah, people don't want to be involved. They don't want to deal with anybody else. Everybody's in their own little con bubble.
Why did you move in the first place? Because I had you on that side because that's right where Marilyn's table was. And I knew if there was an emergency, she could just run to Marilyn from Clerks.
Because we didn't seem to realize
How funny is that?
Those were
Well,
doors.
I just knew it's the only person I knew up there. And I said, if there was an emergency, she would recognize my kid and she would help her. I know she would. So I felt comfortable
But I
with
was
that.
standing against the doors. So about 20 minutes in, a security guard came up to me and he said, "You're not allowed to sit there." And I went, "Oh, okay." And I moved. And he just let everybody else sit there. He just yelled at me specifically.
Yeah, we noticed that quite a bit where people would be sitting against a wall, so we assumed it was okay. And as soon as we sat there, a
Then
guard
it was suddenly
came
bad.
right over and suddenly, you got to move. You got to move now. Move now. So after that, I had a 4 o'clock Hasbro ticket. So I started doing that circuit thing you did, walking around. And I realized I don't care anymore. I'm done. What did we go out and do at that point? We went and did something.
I don't remember.
I think we went and had dinner.
We had dinner.
Did we?
We went and had dinner, yeah. And the dinner was hysterical because it was a 40-minute wait to get an outside table. We had a nice dinner, a nice lunch. It was very nice.
That was good.
And I went to the restroom, and while I'm gone, you said they swarmed the table to get us to leave.
Yeah. We had 7 different waiters come to us and go,
Because they
"Are you
saw
done
we were
yet?
done eating. They
Are
don't
you
want you just
done?"
sitting there. They're like, hello.
So when I came back, you said they really want us to go. And I said, okay, where's the check? There was no check.
Right.
So we had to wait for a check. Now we're waiting on them.
Yeah.
So then I went back inside, back to the Hasbro booth, no line at all. And I went up to the guy and I said, I have an after 4 ticket. He goes, oh, go right to the booth. Okay. So I went to the booth and guess what happened? I got hassled by security again. They said, no. The line's against the wall. I said, they sent me here. Why would I just walk over here? I know the rules. Well, who's this? That's my wife. She can't be in line with you.
Apparently we weren't allowed to be in
I
line
said,
with-
whatever. So I got in line. Guy behind me, him and his wife don't even have paperwork, and they got in line. No issue. It seemed like, and I know this is like a sad sack thing, it just seemed like we were being targeted.
Oh, no. So when you were doing that, me and Josie wanted to go sit down. So I went back upstairs where there was tons of people sitting. Tons of people.
Oh, yeah.
Second I sat down, plugged my phone in. I'm like, okay, I need an hour. I'm relaxing. Sorry, ma'am, you gotta move. I'm like, oh my God. I said, dude, just tell me where I can go. Because every time I said somewhere, it's okay until I sit there. He says, the stroller area. There's stroller parking right around the corner, and you can sit there. So I walk around the corner. I see a lot of strollers, only a couple of people sitting there, and I'm like, I cannot settle in again. And I just can't. So this time I walk up to the guy who's standing in front of the stroller area that works there guarding the strollers. That's his job, is to stand in the stroller area. I said, dude, before I sat down, I was directed to the stroller area. I was told I could sit here. I just want to make sure, because if I get down, I ain't getting back up. And he says, I don't know. I said, what do you mean you don't know? Well, I don't know if you can sit here.
Yeah, he was so...
You don't know if I can sit here in the area that you're in charge of watching right now. Or if I sit down, are you going to make me get up? I don't know. So I have to sit down first to see if you're going to make me get up. It was ridiculous.
That was typical of the entire affair.
Yes.
That was typical.
Yeah.
So I'm down at the Hasbro booth. You finally hooked up with Carl.
Yes. And we were supposed to keep walking. We finally took pictures with the Cookie Monster prop on the corner of the Hasbro store because we were in a line and we could stop for a moment.
Yeah. And when I got to the Hasbro booth, everything was sold out, which is, that's par for the course.
I got My Little Pony.
I totally get it. Yeah, I bought you a My Little Pony. I was able to get the exclusives I wanted. The Super 7 booth was not crowded. I got the Break-In set I wanted. I got the Metropolis figure that I wanted. So as far as hoofing it around to get the exclusives, I got the ones I wanted, but it just seemed like there just wasn't a lot of friendly faces there. Nobody was really friendly at all.
The only friendly person at the entire event was Marilyn from Clerks. So
The wig lady was nice.
she was okay. That first one, or are you talking about this one you bought from?
The one you bought her from.
Oh, okay,
She
yeah,
was
yeah.
nice.
No, she was nice. She was nice. You're right. That's probably it.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not looking for everybody to roll out the red carpet, but just a little courtesy. We parked at the Hilton in the parking structure. They have 2 elevators. One of them was broke.
On Comic-Con weekend.
One of them was
Can't
broke.
you just get a repair guy out? Or maybe the first day it should have been fixed by the second day. Give me a break.
So we're battling the crowds.
We're on the 6th floor.
Every time the elevator door opens, it's full. And if that's not enough,
They keep coming in.
somewhere in the hotel parking structure is the meeting ground for the ice cream man.
The wheeling carts that
The
are
ding-a-ling,
huge.
the paletta man,
So they
ding-a-ling-ling-ling,
get on all day on those elevators with you.
with their giant cart that takes up half the elevator.
I had a guy, seriously, with his backpack, pin me up against the glass elevator wall into my stomach with his backpack. I couldn't have moved if I wanted to.
Well, every time the elevator doors would close, I would just have this moment of, what if it breaks down? What if
tried
we're
not
in the
to think
elevator
about
with
it.
these
At least we
people?
would've had ice
We'd have had
cream.
ice cream, yeah. That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. But not as crazy as checking into our motel for the night.
Oh, God. I don't even know where
The
to start.
only reason we're doing this show is that you guys want to talk
Can
about
we
the motel.
start with the whole story? We went to the hotel first on Friday morning before even going to the Comic-Con. We wanted to check in, leave our suitcases, freshen up, and then go to the con. We got to this neighborhood that was seriously on the border of Mexico. It was the scariest neighborhood I've ever seen in my life. Like, when you watch Vacation and the Griswolds pull up into a neighborhood that they're going to die if they don't get out quickly? That's how I felt in this neighborhood at 10 a.m. in the morning. And I thought, we have to come back here tonight. And worse than that, I'm like, let me just see the room. No, the room's not ready. You can't see it. You'll have to wait till tonight when you check in. I'm not going to see the room until 10 o'clock tonight. Let's just start there.
Right.
And then we had to go back to it.
But the actual motel itself, it looks like the cliche, this is where the murderer lives during
Every
the horror movie.
murder, hotel, mystery, motel
It was called-
you've ever seen looks like that.
And there's a sign out, a giant, huge sign. It said, free color TV.
Oh,
And I
wait, do we talk about
looked at
that color
Mom,
TV?
And I said, Mom,
Well,
free color TV.
On the way in, there was a sign. I took a picture of it.
Oh, you took a couple signs.
It said, no prostitution, no drug use, and no criminal activity is allowed. Because the sign's what's going to stop that.
We totally saw all of that while we were there, by the way.
And the pool had a sign that said, if you have diarrhea or have had diarrhea within the last 2 weeks, you're not allowed to swim.
You couldn't have paid me to swim in that pool.
Oh, no. So we get in our room, and it's a generic 1950s hotel room,
Oh,
motel
yeah.
room.
Like, no alarm clock, no table.
I thought for a moment the beds might vibrate if you put a quarter in it.
I don't even know how to describe this
So
room.
we wanted to turn the TV on because turning the TV on in the motel room kind of makes it feel like home because there's noise and activity.
Yeah.
But the TV wouldn't turn on.
By the way, the TV is a huge box.
Yeah,
It's
it's like from like
The 70s.
yeah.
It's from about 1998.
I don't needed antenna ears.
So I'm messing with the TV and I'm thinking, if I call down to the...
It wouldn't even turn on. It took forever.
If I call down to the office, they're not going to come up here and help me. So I finally figured out the TV wasn't plugged in. So whatever they were doing in that room prior to us involved unplugging everything in the room, which is really shady. So I plugged the TV in, turn it on, and the volume is this loud.
And it doesn't work. There's no volume control on the TV.
Well, there is, but it doesn't work.
That's my point. I couldn't sleep
We're
there.
not even talking about the
Of
worst
course.
part. Whenever you turn on the TV, you just suddenly hear.
Louder than the people talking, which was loud. So the buzzing, the fact that you can't turn the volume up or down.
Also, the buzzing sounds even worse when you're watching Gordon Ramsay over the buzzing, man.
Yeah.
It's like someone's having a shouting
I
match in my brain.
Gave up at 4 a.m. But could I turn on the TV while y'all were sleeping? No.
Well, you did.
I did, but
And it
why
was-
did I have to turn it right back off? Because the volume didn't work and it was screaming
because
then
it was
in the middle of the
it
night.
was high volume jazz music.
That's because when I changed channels, it was comedy, like laugh tracks, really loud. And I was hoping that, forget the remote. I'm now with the TV, with my flashlight, on my camera, on my phone. And I'm like, I'm going to figure out this volume so I can have TV on. Never happened. But I had to change channels up and down 50 million times so I wouldn't wake you guys. The jazz music was the most calming of the loud music. It was just unbelievable. Everything in there was disgusting. I made you go to Walmart to buy pillows and sheets, and because I wasn't even going to sleep there without that stuff. Oh, and the Walmart, by the way, was the scariest Walmart.
Yeah,
They shut our line down that we were in because a woman died. They were taking away the dead body, so we had to change lanes. Like, I'm not even kidding, you guys.
The line we were in, there was, the lady starts turning her light off and flashing it, and I thought, oh, we have to move to another line. So we moved to the line, and about 10 minutes later, we look over, and they're loading what looked like a corpse
Yes.
onto a gurney. And I said,
and they're just all working around it like
I said,
normal.
Rachel, somebody died over there.
Nobody in the store was finding that odd. Like, bodies must drop in there all
It's
the
just
time.
another day.
It was the scariest Walmart ever.
What about the sink?
Oh, and the sink at the hotel, when you turned it on, made the most horrific sound, like you were
It's
killing
like you're
somebody.
Someone screaming violently.
Yeah, it was just...
When you turned the on, it would go.
Oh, and then when we left the next morning, we had to go around the gigantic gang of pot smoker drug dudes that were so scary, only to go to the next little section to get down where the elevator, and this chick is like smoking cigarettes, laying out in the hallway outside, editing on a computer music.
And we were 2 floors up.
Oh, we're on the 3rd floor of this motel.
Yeah, the woman editing music was doing I'm not smoking in the room. I'm smoking right next to the room.
And Josie had never stayed at a motel where you pull up and the doors are on the outside. She's used to going in a building, like a lobby, and then when you get off the elevator, there's a hallway to your door. So this to her freaked her out because we were up high and there was nothing but the door and then the balcony all the way down to the ground.
If a murderer came in that room, you would have to jump off the ledge. Like, you would just have to jump off, you know? Like, I've had enough nightmares. I've seen enough movies,
people
man.
have died in that room.
So needless
Someone
to
died
say,
in that room.
needless
Not
to
the Walmart
say,
lady, but someone.
we checked out the next morning.
Oh,
We did not stay the second
I said, how
night.
much did you pay for this? And I said, I don't care if we lose money. We are not coming back here Saturday night. We are going home Saturday night. We are giving up Sunday Comic-Con. I don't care.
Thankfully, the motel refunded because we were checking out so early.
Thank God.
So we went back to the convention, and we were determined to just have a nice day at the
Relaxing
convention.
day, leave early, go home.
We get some not exclusives, but some
Whatever.
freebies. But we learned a valuable lesson.
There's no
There are no
freebies
freebies anymore.
When the kids were little, it was literally trick-or-treating at each table. And I'm not talking for buttons and lollipops. I'm talking action figures and toys. Like, your kids would be given cool stuff. And it's not that I'm out to be gimme woman, but it's just proof that social media has changed all of that. Now you have to hashtag, like, go on the website. You have to show us that you're hashtagging a certain event, and then we'll give you our button. I'm like, are you kidding me? You can't do that 20 times a day for some little garbage that's not even worth a sticker, a tattoo.
A cookie.
No, a cookie.
Yeah, they gave us a cookie. I thought that was really odd.
That one was a lot of work. They wanted you to make a video, and I'm just like, oh, no. No.
Yeah, we realized at that point that the freebies are over, and, you know, for a guy like me, we have a family, so the freebies would go on eBay, and that's what would pay for the trip. So I'm doing the math in my head, thinking,
I'm making nothing this time.
We got to get out of here before we get in the red, because Comic-Con's expensive. You know, for the three of us to have a hamburger and a can of soda, it's $30. Think about that. It is
the best hamburger in the world.
It is a good hamburger, but it's really expensive.
Not even a place to sit down. That's outside at a walk-up vendor.
You stand there and eat it.
Stand in the sun, dying.
That's part of the experience.
I'm done.
San Diego is full of homeless people, those stupid scooters that people ride around and leave everywhere.
We didn't even talk about the protesters for the worst.
Well, that's the other thing, is that it's become a mecca, a beacon for anybody
We've
always
with had the Jesus people.
That's but now it's anybody with a cause. So there's a whole group of people telling you that you're going to go to hell all day, and people screaming back at them, which it does no good. I don't know why they bother.
Yeah.
Then there's all these, you know, everybody's trying to hand you a stupid magazine or a postcard to a club or walk 6 blocks to get some yogurt. And I thought I'd seen it all until the anti-vaxxers showed up.
They are so disgusted by their own behavior that they won't even show their face.
No, they're all wearing V for Vendetta costumes, which included the black robe. Some were wearing the belt with the fake knives on it, the Guy Fawkes mask, the hat, and they have signs screaming about vaccinations are this and vaccinations are that. And I studied a few of them because I'm curious why somebody would feel the need to go down there and, you know, and just.
I like the clown guy who honked his horn in their faces.
Yeah, he did. The guy honked at him. But it turned out they were all young women.
There was one dude.
One dude, but mostly young women, which to me said they're paid protesters. Somebody's giving them $50 to stand there for a few hours, and they don't care if you yell at them because they don't have it. They're not passionate about it. It's not their cause. But is that what we've become? Now we hire people to go stand and protest for us? And something as silly as anti-vaccination.
We were trying to get to the parking lot, and there's a bridge to get over there, and they are on every single ledge of the bridge.
Yeah, every 10 feet. It was a gauntlet of anti-vaccination people.
They're so gross.
I am done. I'm going on a cruise next summer. I do not need Comic-Con.
Well, here's the thing is, I've met a lot of celebrities. I've been on panels. I've hosted panels. There's nothing at Comic-Con that makes me go wow anymore. And I know I'm jaded. You know, I'm sure people are listening.
I'd do anything to go to Comic-Con. No, trust me, we are doing you a favor. Go to WonderCon and call it a day.
Yeah, Comic-Con's not fun, man. There are professional Comic-Con people, and you can see them. They're walking around with the Mattel exclusives, and they have 30 of them. And the limit's 2. So how they do that, I don't know. There's a whole scam going on, and I'm just a guy who sells a couple of things on eBay. I'm not making any money. It's a break-even expenditure. It's a break-even venture, you know. But there are people that this is how they make their money for the year with that. You know, that guy with the Funko thing. I don't think he was a collector. I think he was running out to go start listing them. And hey, I don't begrudge anybody a dime, but what I begrudge is yelling at me to try to get a little slice of that, man. People just scream and yell.
Carl went Friday, one day only. He was done. It's like, I'm not coming back tomorrow. I'd rather go to the movies.
Yeah, it wasn't fun, man. And the city does have a variety of stuff all over the gas lamp and even farther out, but you can't move your car. So you can't really go to it. Like last year, we walked to Horton Plaza for that FYE store, and it was like 1.5 miles each way.
I don't remember last year. I don't remember any other Comic-Con except for this one.
I'm so sorry.
Well, we only went because you wanted to go.
Yep. Because I like things. I'm finally at my age where I'm in a whole bunch of fandoms, and seeing people who shout the character's name at me and I shout the character's name at them is a good experience for me.
Yeah, it's fun.
But on top of all that, I have people screaming down their throats to believe in Jesus, which is fine. But, come on, not at Comic-Con.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We'll go to WonderCon, and you'll have a totally different experience. It'll be everything you want.
I don't remember WonderCon either. I don't remember anything.
Well, imagine
except
Comic-Con with half the people.
That sounds
Or
great.
less than half.
And it's gotten busy, too. Don't get me wrong. WonderCon is no walk in the mall.
We went the first couple years at WonderCon, and there was
right.
nobody there.
But it's nothing like what we just went through.
No, nothing's like that.
Nothing like that.
Nothing's like that.
It's horrific. I'm telling you, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. If I had free tickets to give to friends, I wouldn't give them. Because it wouldn't be worth it. I'm doing you a favor.
You know, if you see a celebrity down there and you go, oh my God, that's so-and-so, somebody right 2 seconds up on you, keep moving, stop, keep moving, no pictures, let's go. You're like, well then why are we here?
Whole event is keep moving.
If you can't stop and admire something, what's the point? You know, and if you see a booth you like, somebody's going to stand in front of you, and you try to play that waiting game of, I'm not moving until they move. They don't move. They don't move. It's like if you honk at somebody who's backing out of a parking space. They're not coming out. They're not moving. It's a weird look into the human condition. You know what I mean? It's really, you see what people are made of and what they'll fight for and what they'll dig in about. You know, and then the stupid Hasbro booth was like, Don't miss coming over right now for your free Transformers poster. And I'm like, I wouldn't go to that. Are you joking? They're inviting a riot over a poster. No, thank you. Right?
I was so happy to leave when we left. We were gone by noon.
I enjoyed eating at different
We were gone by
restaurants
noon, and we went to Chili's, and we had a nice lunch. And then the funny part is we went into a Barnes & Noble in Encinitas, and they had a whole table of Comic-Con Funko exclusives and Entertainment Earth exclusives. I had just seen them being fought over at the con, and there they were on a table, and nobody cared.
Yep.
I thought that was hysterical.
Yeah, it's really weird.
But it was... Comic-Con is what it is, man. You know, I don't know if we'll go back.
I think Comic-Cons in other states are probably still doable.
Well, there's nothing like this. This is the top of the heap.
People that live in small cities that the cons are like normal. California just sucks in general, so why not have the sucky Comic-Con too? Kind of fits our whole state, if you ask me.
You know, you see a Hasbro exclusive for sale at their booth for $25, and you go, I'd like to have one of those. And then 2 booths over, there's a dealer selling it for $200. You go, oh, I'm probably not going to get a crack at that. And it's not like you can buy it and open it because you feel like an idiot opening something that valuable.
I don't know. The best part of Comic-Con was I got a really cool wig that makes me feel really happy.
You got a great wig, yeah.
You got a cute blue wig.
With bangs.
And I got my break-in set, and I'm very happy about that.
And I got the My Little Pony exclusive that comes with a 1980s pony and then a newer version.
In cool swivel packaging.
And yeah, it twirls back and forth from vintage to
Again,
modern.
designed never to be opened.
Never opened. That packaging is way too cold to
Isn't
open.
that crazy?
Can't wait until the next generation is nostalgic for pop vinyls.
I can't wait for pop vinyls to die. I don't understand them.
There's going to be shirts that are purposely faded with pop vinyls on them. Oh yeah.
Oh, they already have those.
Oh no.
They sell those at Target.
Why would? But purposely faded? They're new.
They have 80s pops on them, so they're faded. They already have those. It's fake. All right. Well, on a scale of A through F, Josie, what do you give Comic-Con?
A through F. Oh, you mean like grades?
Yeah.
School grades. F. You know, F minus.
F for fun.
No.
F for
We'll
frustrating.
D for dumb. How about that? Because at least I did have food good one night.
It was so chaotic. We never even made it to the Marriott, which has been a tradition for us for 10 years or longer.
The whole trip, and I just didn't even have it in me. I didn't even care. I just whatever I could do to get that weekend over.
I think what killed us both was the Hasbro Walk of Shame. Because I walked what you did for about 45 minutes, and I just was like, I don't ever want to do this again. This is not fun. I walked the Del Rey book back to the Hallmark, Del Rey book back to the Hallmark, and the guy would go, 4 o'clock, don't even want to see you anymore, because he did the same shtick to everybody. And I'm like, you're not funny, you're rude, I'm done, thank you. Right?
Right.
Yep.
Well, that's a really depressing episode of this show.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't lie to the people. Thank you, Marilyn, for greeting us and being friendly.
And we got to see
always.
Brian, who played Dante Hicks.
Yes, and then, yeah, that was pretty much it for me.
That's the highlight,
That's
Marilyn?
the highlight, Marilyn.
Well, we like Marilyn.
I
Do
know.
you still bow to her, or you don't do that anymore?
I forgot to do that this time because I was just so excited. I just gave her a big hug.
My highlight was every single time we sit down to eat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
me
were.
too.
That's all you talked about was eating.
I love eating, man. Food's the best part of every day.
But let me just give a quick before the show wraps up. We went over to Petco Park in the parking lot. They had a carnival set up.
Waste
Carnival
of
with
time.
food.
So
around it.
you could stand in line for nearly 2 hours at the shark exhibit, see a couple of things about a shark, and then be handed a foam hat. And I thought,
And that was one of the better ones.
yeah, but I
Other
thought,
times you don't get anything.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to do 2 hours
Carl
for that.
said he did an hour for Twilight Zone, and he didn't. There was no giveaway at the end. You got to watch a 30-second clip of the show or something. I don't
wouldn't
know.
wait in line for that.
Yeah.
Watchmen gave us a cookie.
Yeah.
Veronica Mars
But
gave
not
us.
just gave us. We had to work to get.
Oh
that.
yeah, no, there's no gimme anymore.
Veronica
It's all.
Mars, we had to hashtag and do
But
this
they
and
gave
take
you
a photo.
sunscreen.
And
At least there's something you could use.
Yeah.
Not a cookie. I'm so upset about the cookie, man. They made you put in so much work to make a video and hashtag.
And the guy gave us a. I thought it was like a coaster or
like
something.
A button and packaging.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 3D.
But it turned out to
No.
be a sugar cookie.
It was a cookie.
that crumbled in 5
And
seconds.
the girls in front of us were very excited about their cookies, man.
Well, here's the other thing: is that I don't do Instagram. I don't even know what that is. But it seemed like it took each group 5 to 7 minutes to do this.
Yeah.
They made
Which
them
is-
do a boomerang
It
video.
was so
At least when it was just like us on Facebook, that was quick.
time
Do a
consuming.
story, do a video. That was consuming. I'm like, what happened to just like us on Facebook?
Well, that's the thing is, how can you do a story or a like on a movie that hasn't come out yet? You don't know if you like it.
I know.
It's just free promotion for them. And I get it's a trade. They're going to give you something, you're going to give them something.
Yeah.
I get it. But it should be faster. And they should take into account that there's no Wi-Fi down there.
That's true, too.
Yeah. But they don't really look. As long as you show them that you took the picture and put the hashtag, you can just get rid of it.
Yeah,
you don't
that's
have
true.
to post
Yeah,
it.
no, you can get rid of it. Well, a lot of times, the guy was taking everybody's phone and doing it.
Yeah. Well, I just got tired. I'm like, if you want to do it, here's my phone, and they do it for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll stand here if
that
you're
was
going to do all the
unusual.
work.
All right, well, that's our take on Comic-Con 2019.
Don't do it.
The good news is Midsummer Scream is next weekend,
Thank God.
August
My
3rd
last
and 4th.
big outing of my summer.
So we'll be there.
Yay.
I'm hosting the Knots panel on Sunday at 5 o'clock.
Yay.
Don't miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going
What
to be
else?
so
I look
exciting.
forward to that con every single
Me
year.
too.
It's so much fun.
It
And
is
I
a lot
am
of
bringing
fun.
a doll, and for those that think I'm weird, I don't really care. Don't come up and talk to me if you don't like my doll.
Who doesn't like the doll? I don't care.
Sorry, I just got to throw that out there.
Who doesn't like the
I
doll?
do have some haters that don't get it.
Well, that's on them. Who cares? We're accepting of everything on this show.
Yep.
We have no rules
I
here.
just hope they have the cat room this year.
Did
They
you go
always
in the
have
cat room?
Mhm.
We spent a long time there
I
last
love
year.
the cat room.
I must have been
Our
working.
friend Maddie is coming in from out of town. She always
Yay!
does Midsummer
It's
with
been a
us.
whole year since we've seen
I
her.
know. I'm really looking forward to it and seeing all our friends, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, and to the guy.
Random Land has a table there.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome.
All our friends go to this one. This one is so
Yeah,
much more
I think
fun.
that's why I like this one, because it's like a family. Not
Yeah,
only is it
I
haunt and
agree.
Halloween, but that's what our friends all like and love. So it's everybody in the same building. It's so much fun. I'm looking forward to that.
To the guy who accused my wife of shoplifting, I hope you stub your toe.
Agreed.
That's a harsh death.
I do.
Agreed.
I do. Hope you stub it against something metal.
And the guy that backed me in the corner of the elevator with your backpack, I hope the backpack fell off. I hope you lost something. I'm sorry. I'm bitter on this episode. This is my hashtag bitter episode.
I'd like to shout
because
out
Comic-Con sucks.
Gordon Ramsay for screaming over the beeping of our TV because that was the only thing that kept me sane.
All right,
I
well,
have no more words about that hotel. I'm very thankful we survived and that we were not killed. That's something, right?
we made it.
We
made
survived it.
We made it. And to that motel's credit, when we were checking in, there was another family being told it was full.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
I'm shocked.
Cannot believe that other people wanted to be there.
Well, it's Comic-Con, man. The price was 1/6 what they were charging in the gas
I
lab.
didn't see Comic-Con people. You kept telling me that to make me feel better. I saw like druggies and homeless people living there, like using it as like a live-in place. There was no Comic-Con people in that hotel because I would have felt like, yes, it's dirty and gross, but we're together. We're geeks together in this bad hotel.
That girl
was
in the
not
hallway
happening.
was editing her Comic-Con cosplay video.
Oh, yeah, sure. Sure she was.
All right. We'll see you on the next episode of 91 Reasons.
To not go to Comic-Con.
Thanks for listening to 91 Reasons. Please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. Find us on Facebook. Is anyone even still listening?
Traveling through hyperspace ain't like dust and crops, boy.